Those beets. So check these out.
These here.
Yeah, let's grab these guys right here. So you were telling me that your beets now in your garden are sprouting,
Yeah,
right?
they just sprouted.
It's
First
amazing,
of the spring.
right? Beet greens are like the best thing ever.
They are, especially when they're nice and young.
Yeah, I love them. And what we do a lot now too, like everybody gets into using the whole part of the vegetable,
Sure.
which is awesome.
You
And we
should.
used to just throw this stuff out, which is crazy because it's super healthy. It's got so much flavor.
It's actually healthier than the root.
100%. I mean, that's where most of the nutrients go, right? But now what you can do is like roast this beet, and you can use the beet greens to dress the beet. So there's no waste, and it's super healthy.
Love it.
We're just gonna salt roast these guys. A lot of people so salt roasting is as easy as it sounds. You basically just throw down a bunch of salt, a bunch of kosher salt. And then what you do is roast vegetables or root vegetables or starches in it, and what it does is promotes very, very even cooking. Right? Because the salt insulates.
And do you want to cover them with the salt, or you're just resting them on top?
We're going to cover it with a little bit of salt.
All right.
The salt also will draw out the liquid, thus concentrating the flavor, right?
Fantastic.
I like to use the word thus a lot. You know?
That's okay.
I've been waiting all morning for that to sound sort of poetic.
I'm glad you had your moment.
So we're gonna throw a little bit of salt on top of this. The beets have roasted, and then we've got these beautiful beets right here that are nice and soft, still intact, and that's that salt. The salt is really what's doing that, right? And then we're just gonna peel these guys.
Now, are they easier to peel after you use the salt method, or are they still
They are actually, what I like to do and what my cooks hate is when they come right out of the oven, I take a kitchen towel and rub them and they come right off. But the problem is that you get like third-degree burns sometimes.
Right.
I don't know why they dislike it, but so you can let it cool if you'd like. It's not that big of a deal though.
Because I found when you let the beets cool down, they're a little bit harder to peel.
They are, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's the same thing as a potato, you know?
Yeah, right.
So we're just gonna peel these guys.
And do you always use a red beet, or do you use yellow beets, different colors?
We use all types of beets. We use the candy stripe beets too for this dish in particular because we're going to be mixing it with tahina, which is a little bit bitter. You want that like overly sweet. Like red beets can be very cloying sometimes as well.
Yeah.
But having the really sweet makes it a little easier to introduce bitter, right?
And what's the bitter?
The bitter is the tahina. It's the sesame
okay.
paste. All right, so we're just going to peel these guys. You can tell, super, super easy. And then what I like to do is actually run them on a box grater.
Yeah.
You know, just an old school grater, which gives you this, which is awesome, right?
It almost looks like it's pureed.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
It is.
It's so nice. And then what we're going to do is grab a
Smells
stainless
great,
steel
too.
bowl, and we're going to mix that up with a little bit of tahina. Let me just wash the beet juice off of my hand.
Now, is this similar to the technique you would do to make like a beet horseradish?
Yes, exactly, a grain, exactly. So you can see this a little bit of tahina with some lemon.
And you make your own tahina in-house?
We purchase sesame paste.
All right.
Get seeds that are specifically from Ethiopia that get processed in Nazareth.
Wow.
And believe it or not, there's a tahina company that's based out of Philadelphia.
Really?
How random is that?
That is random.
It's like the coolest, right?
Perfect for you.
So we get tons of that, and then we make a little tahina sauce with it. But you can see it's super simple.
Such a pretty pink color, too. I love that you get that from beets.
Well, it is, and then you also get this like bittersweet thing. It's like,
Yeah.
absolutely fantastic. Do you want to throw some herbs in this?
Sure.
Perhaps some
Parsley.
Mint?
Parsley, yeah.
Exactly. Parsley, a little bit of mint. There's some dill, all that in there. Let's throw in a little bit of salt.
Love fresh mint. I love that you tear herbs, too.
Oh
rather
my gosh,
than chopping them.
Yeah,
it makes a big difference.
We don't do a lot of chopping. We chop parsley, but like very, very coarsely. So we got our little beet salad.
Sure. You're the chef.
No way. I don't even know what I'm doing. I don't know how they let me here. All right, and then we're going to grab a little bit of our beet salad right here.
Great.
Let's grab a spoon.
And you see a lot of these salads served for breakfast in Israel too, right?
Yeah, vegetable, that's like
Yeah.
the big thing with, they say Israeli breakfast, and it's usually like a giant like buffet of like many different salads.
I think that's fantastic.
You know what? There's nothing like waking up and eating like tons of vegetables to
Right.
start the day. It's the best.
Yeah, I don't know why we don't do it more.
We always try. Whenever I get back from Israel, my wife and I are like, we're gonna eat chopped salad every morning, and it happens like one day.
Right.
And
Then you're back to bagels.
then I'm back to bagels, or
pancakes.
I'm back to drinking coffee in my car on the way to work. You know.
A little more realistic.
We're just gonna like Do this.
Beautiful.
You know, and this also makes a really good accoutrement to like fish, that kind of thing. You know?
Yeah, definitely.
Do
Nice
this.
light summery meal.
Exactly. All right, and then we're just going to drizzle maybe a little olive oil on top.
What kind of olive oil do you like to use? Are there Israeli olive oils?
There are Israeli olive
Yeah?
oils. They're sometimes really hard to get here because the country is so small.
Yeah, I never see them.
But I like Lebanese and Turkish olive oil. But honestly, California olive oil is amazing. There's amazing olive oil in Texas right now. I don't know if you've ever heard of this. It seems
No, I
very
haven't.
random, but
Yeah.